Alright, and we're live. Hello everybody, welcome to the Futterwacken League Tournament hosted by MaD. Tonight we have a very impressive game by Angry Furniture Incorporated, and they are up against Reversal Crit. This is also a simple best of one Summoner's Rift game. Tonight with me I have got MaD, Korean LB, and Luna. Hey everybody, welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, as you can see, teams are just busy getting themselves all sorted out and everything in their chat.
People. Okay, let's try this again. Penguin, say hi.
Hello!
Penguin.
Hello!
There we go. Luna, say hi. Luna. Luna. Okay. LeBlanc, say hi.
Hello.
You people are killing me here. And I'm Arachne. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you got to listen to our voices to know who's speaking.
Ah.
Alright, as you can see, the teams are busy sorting themselves out. It looks like Angry Furniture is going to be, the red team for this game. Alright. And sorry, just some messages coming through on TeamSpeak. And Reversal Crit is going to be blue side for this game.
Are we going to be getting invites into the game before it starts, or are we going to just be right-click spectating on each other?
No, I'm going to get everybody sorted out now.
Cool.
Okay guys, I'm back.
Welcome back.
So who knows anything about these teams?
I don't even know me, so if you can quickly get me updated on that, that'd be great.
Alright, okay, Luna.
You just announced the team names. They were all Greek to me.
Yeah, see, that's where I quickly went to go organize things. I'm back, by the way.
So yes, everyone, you can see we've really done our research for tonight's casting. Hopefully we do a bit better. But such is life.
Sorry, just people obviously weren't, clued up that, there's actually going to be casting for this game. Silly people.
They never are.
It's always scary when you get a message at 7:15. Listen, can you be online in 30 minutes? We just quickly want to brief you on some casting. I'm like, okay, cool, casting's gonna go down in the week. And then, okay guys, casting starts at 8. Oh! I was not prepared for this.
Welcome to our life. Alright, there we go. Seems like people have been able to get in now. Arachne and LB, you just need to move to spectating,
Someone needs to invite me though.
Can we get your tag quickly and then we can get you invited?
Okay, I'm gonna send you a message quick.
Ooh, Ashman. I think I recognize him. Is it the same Ashman? Nope, I do not know. Yeah. Yeah, needs to come in.
There we go.
Where's Rivera?
I can't move in unless someone there moves out.
Is this all on the stream,
go.
by the way?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, everything's on the stream.
Okay. Yeah, my keyboard, or not really?
Nope. We got that one lucky, at least going for us there, Arachne.
Cool.
Alright, so Luna, you need to move down into spec, or does somebody need to... Oh, there we go.
Are we watching this somewhere?
No, you don't need to watch
already,
on stream.
there.
You don't need to watch on stream.
Sorted itself out. Right.
Alright, so it seems like we're just waiting for one more person for reversal crit. So yeah, does anybody know much about the two teams that we have here tonight?
Not at all.
I don't know any of these guys. But hopefully we'll learn something when they start to play. Oh, there we go. There's the fifth player for that team.
Alright, so I guess we're going to be going into team
Oh.
select quite shortly.
The Index Master is here. I actually know him, but I do not know his team.
I think I've seen the Angry Double around, but I can't recall from where.
Well,
Index
possibly
Master's left
possibly
wing.
the
Oh.
DGL.
Oh, there we go.
Well, there we go. Rev seem to have their own little tags before the names. Helps quite a bit.
Is this Rev Rivera Rev? Or just Rev?
Actually, it'd be very interesting to find out. So Index Master seems to have
I have a
left.
quick question. Did this know that they're being casted?
Yep, they're very
I'm
aware
sure
that they're
when
going to be
four
casted.
spectators, they have a good idea.
Great.
Seems like players wanting to be. Has to obey customs.
I must say, look, guys, it is quite spectacular viewing League on this large screen. It makes me happy.
Alright, so we're still busy waiting just for, it looks like, MaD. He is with reversal crit. Looks like just some religious things that he's busy sorting out. I don't think I've ever been this
It was
excited for a
interesting,
game
I think
before.
You don't know the two teams. Yeah, I think it's because we don't know anything about guys. Like, anything can happen. I mean, we might even have a duo top if the guys are really into odd strategies. And we might not know. It's like getting a present. You're not allowed to open it yet.
It's pretty much exactly that.
Well, because we're here, we actually get to analyze the picks and then talk some more about that.
Yeah, that'll actually be very interesting.
So
Like I
we've
said,
got the 3-minute delay.
yeah. So,
I mean, I guess we can always look up the guys a little bit.
you would be able to do that. But I'm sure that, the picks and bans will probably give out a lot of that information to us anyway.
Mm.
I must say I'm actually
Yeah, so yeah,
really excited for this.
I
This-
think one of the things that I'm sorry I interrupted you rudely there. I think one of the things that you always see from picks and bans is when teams did research. You know, you have your standard bans of characters that are currently viewed as OP and not allowed to be played. And then you've got research bans where you might ban something strange that's not usually banned, and you know the other team did research on you.
Yeah.
Seems like we're still waiting for SMUD. Rip that cheese.
Guys, just a question, did we share the casting onto the Facebook page so people can get the link?
Yep, Everything is on the Facebook page. Again, to everybody that has actually tuned in, thank you very much for the
Great.
support.
We seem to have lost people.
Probably just
Maybe just a bug in the
reorganizing the team.
could very well be
There
that.
we go.
No, they're probably
Not
just
bad.
reorganizing there.
It's very interesting how some people can find this, the rearranging very finicky.
There's actually very good reasoning for it.
Mhm.
Because you always have it's especially at pro level it doesn't matter because everyone has all the champs. At our level, everyone doesn't have all the champs, and that's one aspect of it. And then the other aspect is that, not everyone has their champs, but sometimes you've got a contested pick, so you actually want the support to get Thresh first, so you actually shift it around that game to have your support player at the top, because he has to get Thresh, and well, he might not have everything, and you can't really like do an audible in the game like, oh well, I really want a Gangplank, but I had to take Thresh, and you don't have Gangplank, so I guess I'm going to be playing Renekton. It's like, so it's just easier to do that with your players at this lower level where not all the champs are unlocked than it is to have everyone buy all the champs. So like, I mean, it's not quite that, but what is interesting is that Luri is level 20. So yeah. Not even rank 3 runs yet. I think you only get those at level 21, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I mean, like, there's a good reason to be finicky about it, and then that's not even including the fact that blue side gets first pick and red side gets last pick. It's also very strategically important.
Just people wanting some information about the games and everything. The wait sometimes kills me more than what the actual champ select does. I reckon so you know that you have muted your mic again. We know you have a tendency to do it
Yes,
accidentally.
but I wasn't talking, so it's all good. Yeah, I've got it bound on a common key, so if I'm typing, every now and again it just goes, whoops.
I've made the mistake of having that as well at a stage. I think we're still waiting on teams.
I wonder, I hope the guys realize that once you activate the tournament code, it's only valid for 30 minutes, I think. They're gonna have to hassle.
That'd be very true.
And you still got 28 minutes left.
No. They've got 2 minutes and 5 seconds. No, 20. No, 30 seconds. Sorry, that counter just confused me so much.
Mine says 27, man.
Yeah. It's also
Oh yeah,
27
you're
minutes,
right. Yeah, see.
As soon as one person comes back from the loo, all of a
That's how
sudden the
long
next
I was
person
away
needs to go.
for.
Alright, looks like the team is pretty much ready. Alright, looks like the teams are ready and we're hopefully going to be going in now. Here we go, we are into picks and
Yay.
bans.
Okay, finally in Champions League.
So now we get to see if people do research or not.
That is very true.
Have you done your research? You comment on if they did their research.
But
Well, I
Because
think
they could ban Gangplank, and for all we know that someone's got a 90% win rate on Gangplank. Meanwhile, they're just banning Gangplank, or they're just banning Gangplank for
Or
its OP.
Gangplank.
yeah, well,
Case in
there
point.
we go, good call.
Oh,
Gangplank
that's
first
really
ban.
bad.
That's a good
I'll
threat
see
there.
that someone did research there. I'm guessing that Purple team did their research on the other team, because the Thresh ban is not something you see regularly.
Thresh in
That's
general can
brilliant.
bring quite a bit to a bit of a team fight, especially if the enemy team is a little bit gripped when he throws down his ulti. So there we see an Azir ban.
Very strange, the
Months.
Draven ban. I wonder if they targeted someone specific. It has to be.
Could very well be.
Okay, and normal Skarner ban.
Alright. And there's a
And-
vibe ban.
Vi.
It's actually quite interesting. If you look at the bans on the left, it's all these high impact champions that can get a crit or get an amazing pick, but really impact heavy champions. If you look on the right champs, Vi doesn't really follow that logic too much, but Thresh and Azir are very much zone control, and Vi to an extent as well. Q in ulti someone, and you've got this massive zone created around her where you've got this pick and everyone's collapsing in on this pick. So it's you've got this zone control on the one side, and you've got this anti-impact champ on the other.
Yeah. And there we see a
Right,
Vayne and an
Alistair
Alistair.
profile. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the strong Elise currently. She's very strong in the jungle meta.
Oh,
They
Victor.
they buffed her a little bit though. She does really well jungle now, and her ganks are strong if she manages to land the little web.
Now, do you guys think that's a Mordekaiser bot lane?
With Smite, I don't know, hey?
Well, he's with Smite for the
They're
moment. He
going
could be
to-
swapping.
Yeah. That Mordekaiser is going bot lane, but with who?
Because, I mean, Elise is a jungler, so... Yeah.
Well, there we see a Gragas and Oriana.
Wasn't the Gragas nerfed a little bit in the previous patch?
He was, but I mean, just look at their team comp right now. You've got Vayne who wants to isolate someone, then you've got Gragas and Alistair to help isolate someone, and then you've got a Gragas ultimate and a Oriana ultimate doing two very different things in the same team comp. So I really
That's
don't
gonna be
think Oriana
very,
is a
very
good pick here.
confusing.
You know, you've got a Gragas knocking them away, and then you've got an Oriana coming back in, and at LCS level, that's fine. This isn't LCS level. There's going to be a case where if that Oriana's locked in, those two ultis are going to happen at the same time, and there's going to be hell happening everywhere. Everything's just going to go everywhere. everyone's just going to go everywhere, and Vayne's probably going to end up in the enemy team.
Yeah.
Worst case
Well,
scenario.
you never know. It could be a beautiful sync where they pull in the APC and mid lane into Orianna off after the Gragas gets to zone them away from the defending team. It's going to be difficult, but if they can
How
sync
good
it,
do you think these players are?
you never know. They could be pleasantly surprising. Until proven wrong, let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, so we're going to have that dynamic. And then on the other side, well, you've got lockdown. There we go. You've got
heavy
you've got
lockdown.
You've got zoning, lockdown, heavy burst with Mordekaiser, Victor's burst and lockdown. But for the most part, it's enabling people to get on the Mordekaiser. Elite Cocoon, Victor's Fields, Shen Taunt, support Shen by the looks of things. Maokai's Sing Advance, boom, Mordekaiser's there, Victor's there, ulti, gravity field, pain, lots of pain. On the
Yeah.
other side, you've got two tanky champions, a late game hyper carry. She's still very good. I think she's actually really good versus Mordekaiser with the condemn to knock him away. The only problem is that with Shen's taunt and Elise from the jungle, I think Vayne could be in a bit of trouble.
Ooh, and
And we've got Alistair for disengage
Renekton.
as well,
we
which
had
is also
a,
great.
we had a, oh there we go, that makes more sense. I was about to say, that is a very, very odd pick for Victor mid to have exhaust.
Alright, and there we go. Got a bit
So
of
yeah,
a...
this is going to be a very interesting bot lane. Let's look at each lane here. We've got 3 minutes. How do you think bot lane is going to go LeBlanc?
Well, I think the heavy
Actually,
lockdown from
let's rephrase it. LeBlanc, what lane do you play?
bot lane.
You play bot lane. Cool. How do you think bot's going to go?
It depends. If Chen can land a taunt on Vayne, then Mordekaiser can definitely get out some heavy damage. Problem is they have an Alistar. That Alistar can keep Mordekaiser far away from Vayne. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to go.
Okay. Luna, what lane do you play?
I'm actually LeBlanc sort, so we go bot lane together.
You go bot lane together. Do you agree with what LeBlanc said?
Definitely. I think the only thing I'm worried about is, and it's difficult on SAPing, is the headbutt wolf combo from Alistair. If he manages to land that, although we did see the guy is level 20, then it should be able to keep the Mordekaiser away. Although I know what happens in lower levels as well is a lot of people, the Shen might have just taunted the Vayne, so then the Alistair will be, oh, this guy's hooking my Vayne, I must get him off the Vayne, when he actually should be focusing the ADC.
Okay, now
So we'll see if he gets that right.
you just raised a very interesting point. You said that headbutt pulverize combo from Alistair. Do you think Alistair's going to want to do that? Shouldn't he just like pulverize the Shen and maybe headbutt the Mordekaiser and like that's it? He doesn't actually need to do the combo.
Unless maybe it can be that the Vayne and them actually do better in lane than the Alistair Shen, in which case, and as the Shen and Mordekaiser, in which case doing a headbutt wolf combo would set up the Vayne for a better engage.
Well, I mean that just comes down to now what stage of the game are we playing here? Shen, Mordekaiser to me, and like I mean you guys are the bot lane players. Shen Mordekaiser to me seems like a very aggressive lane. You know, you want to be landing that taunt, you want to be landing those Qs. What's Mace of Spades, getting those procs and being aggressive quite early on. Where Vayne and Alistair is more of a well, hang on guys, let's just stay back here, farm up a bit, get to that late game. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Gwyn, do you want to weigh in on one of the lanes? Do you play top, mid, or jungle?
When I was playing, you know, I used to play a lot of bot lane, but there was a stage when I was playing quite a bit of mid lane. So the mid lane here between Victor and Orianna, I think that lane is going to be pretty interesting. Obviously Victor with the lasers and everything, you know, can pick up a lot of farm very easy. Orianna will be able to actually, you know, harass quite a bit with her Q. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. With the top lane between, you know, Maokai and Renekton, you know, that's probably just going to be pretty much a farming out lane. You know, nothing. I don't think it's going to be, you know, high impact as, you know, the bot lane
I
where you've
actually
got it
disagree
aggressive.
there. I actually disagree there. Rennington by nature is not a late game champion, and he wants to be a lane bully. It's very hard for him to do it against Maokai, because Maokai has that sustain and he has the tankiness. So it's going to be interesting to see how Rennington, if he decides to try push the lane really quickly, which I think he can do even against a Maokai, and then try roam onto the Victor and try get some damage done there. Because the Victor himself is very, very immobile, and Orianna by herself can't punish him too well. But Rennington Orianna, oh, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
And when it comes down to
I
the
think
jungle,
that'll be devastating.
when it comes to the jungle matchup, I think Elise has got a slight advantage there. I'm just going to talk about the jungle quick. Get my 2 cents in. I think Elise has got a... Actually, maybe not even a slight advantage. Has got an advantage. Their sustain and their clear speeds are, I think, are similar, but I think the utility Elise brings to ganking is a lot better than the Gragas, and a lot easier to pull off than the Gragas. Gragas ultimate, especially on SA Ping, if you're not very familiar with them, can be quite difficult, where Elise is straight line skill shots. You can land it point blank, you can land it this way, you can land it sideways, you can pretty much do what you want. I don't play Elise, but I've played a fair amount of Gragas, and Elise just seems like she's got an easier way of getting onto people, getting onto the priority targets, and landing their cocoon, especially from a follow-up, twisting advance, or taunt. Or
Yeah,
even a
I
Gragas
agree
field if Victor
with you
gets
both.
it first. Yeah, so yeah,
I
we'll just
agree.
load it into the game. Ooh, new spectator
Cool.
line.
Still just waiting for my side to get in.
I'm also just busy. There we go.
Boom.
There we go. In game. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Everyone's just spawned.
There we go. I'm in.
So. We've got the double relic shield start.
Gragas, however, has left and without a trinket.
Oh, that is not. Let's see if he notices in time.
Yeah, he's left without a trinket. That could cause a few problems.
Let's see if we. It looks like we're having a setup for an invade on both sides.
Yeah, this is actually quite interesting to see.
Both teams running down. Obviously, you've now got, you know, blue team running straight into the red team's jungle. Here you see a couple of wards
The
being thrown down
double
already.
invade is real. If blue team are quick here, they can catch those guys out in their own jungle.
Well, that goes both ways.
I
If
guess,
not careful,
but
they can
if-
be caught out in their own jungle. And it
No,
looks
that's
like that's
true.
actually happening. Yeah, I mean, we've got blue team coming around, we've got red team. We've got the tank leading, which is great. Not quite sure why red team's running around as much as they are.
Oh,
but
and there's the split up. Shen might get out horribly here.
yes, they see him, they're coming in. Runnington has
Oh,
got his stun. The taunt is landed. Here comes the rest. Here comes Vayne. Vayne's coming in. We've got the flash coming in from someone. We've got Shen having to run away very low. Follow up. Runnington's running away. Gragas is coming in. Mordekaiser has been caught out. He's been exhausted. Exhaust gone down. What's happening? Elise is standing down her spiraling. And it looks like everyone's just kind of very low and going back. Victor started laser, which...
Mordekaiser's actually really
away.
close to death. Fortunately, there was no crit or anything that came up there.
this is gonna put jungle very, very behind. I think ganks are gonna happen a lot later now.
Yeah, no, both junglers off to a very, very late start. Everyone's going back. Mid laners are the only ones off to the real good start
Yeah.
there.
And
We've
it looks
got-
like Vayne and Alistair are gonna have the head start in plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it happens there. If we just look at summoners used, Alistair has used Flash Exhaust where Shen used Flash, and both the top laners have used TP, so there's a bit of a summoner disadvantage to the purple team. And we do have Rennington trying to be a bit of a bully top lane for now.
Alright, so there we go. After the insane little beginning, where both teams are going right back, we can see that Gragas has started in his jungle as well as Elise, so jungler's eventually starting to get off. And we have Renekton really pushing Maokai there at the back.
Yeah. Victor's laying down a lot of pressure on Orianna, which I think is really good job from him. We've got Rennington trying to just push the lane late on his advantage, keep the... Especially since he knows Elise is off to a late start, so he's getting some good harass down there. He's also got some natural sustain. Alistair's just gone to help the Gragas start off his jungle, so some great team coordination there, but it has left Vayne alone, and Shen's coming in to capitalize. Coming in, he's got the taunt in, here comes the Mordekaiser, he's going to not to go in. Alistair came in just in time and knocked him away. And Vayne is starting to get some sustain in, even though she is a little bit low.
What happened there, predicted, was the Alistair focused the Shen instead of the Mordekaiser.
Mordekaiser didn't actually go in there, so there was nothing really to focus. Shen's kind of come in there a bit YOLO, and Vayne might be able to capitalize. She must be a bit careful of the... What is it? It's Mordekaiser, Siphon of Destruction.
Alistair should be able to help, with the lanes just a little bit. However, a lot of aggressiveness by the Shen Mordekaiser bot lane. So it'll be very interesting to see, because you don't want to go back, this early. You might have got off, had an extra wave or two head start, but going back means you're going to be losing out on a lot of experience, a lot of farm, and it's just going to start setting you back. And here we've got top lane where we've got, Renekton and Maokai fighting it out again.
Yeah, now Maokai is actually starting to be able to outbully the Reddington, which I think is a little bit of a surprise. Maokai has gone Doran's ring start even, and not even Doran's shield, so I think he's just relying on being able to outplay him and use his passive really efficiently to get that done. Reddington is healing things up and looking to be stay in the lane a bit. If we look at the farm there, Reddington is slightly ahead. In bot lane, Vayne is starting to fall a little bit behind, especially in experience considering Mordekaiser's passive. If we look at the junglers, Elisa's sustain through the jungle is a little bit better, but Gragas is carrying on farming and is slightly ahead in the CS. Alistair's slightly overextended to the tower for some reason. But yeah, it looks like Gragas might be setting up for a gang on mid right now. No, he's taking the scuttle.
Yeah. Looks like there's going to be something happening mid. Gragas obviously just collecting the scuttle there in the mid. It looks like he's actually coming bot lane, and also there's...
in for a gang?
At least I think he's just passing by. Gragas looks like he's actually going back. I think, has he realized that he still doesn't have a trinket?
Back, get his first back, pick up his jungle item. Oh, he's coming in for a gang. He's got the Mordekaiser.
Oh, there we go.
Just use his heal.
Oh, nice condemn there by the Vayne.
Yes, no, that was an amazing combo. There was a body slam into Pulverize, into Condemn, into the wall, and Mordekaiser had very little chance. I see he did flash. Not quite sure when he flashed, but I saw the heal go down. Maybe it was a bit of a panic flash. Did anyone see where he ended up?
No, I think it might have just been a panic one.
He flashed and the Vayne condemned him back in.
Ah, that could have happened, yeah.
If only we had the facilities of the LCS.
Goes down to Gragas and bot lane, who was recalling and decided not to. Good call. If we look at mid lane, there's a bit of an interesting dynamic going on there, in that Victor's mana management is far superior, where Orianna's battling quite substantially. Victor's in fact also 9 CS ahead, and it looks like he's going to probably push the lane and go back here. No real downside to doing that.
But I think Victor has the harass superiority to Orianna, because he can farm and harass at the same time if he places the laser correctly.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a skirmish going on bot lane. So getting the knockback onto the Mordekaiser before he comes in. Vayne kind of messing up there and sticking around to take that harass, but looks like nothing much is going to happen.
Oh, and Victor gets the ignite flash, and will take the Orianna.
Flash, ulti, ignite.
That was really well played there by Victor, being able to pick up, on the low health Orianna there. There we go. You see that everybody seems to have just, started steadying out into their patterns, just playing the farming game right now, still doing the harass when can. Mordekaiser getting quite a bit of harass there on Vayne, but Vayne with the Vampire Scepter as well as the Doran's Blade, he's able to at least, get some health back.
Oh,
and here we go.
Taunt on the Vayne. And then Elise comes in for a gank as well.
Yeah, Shen. Vayne went a little bit aggressive there and decided to condemn the Mordekaiser away. Shen overreacted and came in with the taunt a little bit too soon. Elise wasn't quite in position, and I think that maybe Shen should have held the taunt a little bit and seen that she stayed out of position, because that was definitely not a strong play from her.
Yeah, I think that, I actually agree with you. If the taunt was just held just a little bit longer, a real, ganking opportunity would have actually come out there.
Yeah, and just top lane we've got these, pretty much these bruiser tanks trading back and forth. If we look at the items, Makai is going Catalyst, which is very standard. Renekton's probably looks going for one of the Hydras. He's picked up the pickaxe for now. And again, Vayne is tumbling aggressively to try and do some
Set up
damage.
something.
Mordecai
And there we go,
is out of
Elise.
position. Might be picked up with the cocoon. No, there's Condemn knocking everyone away again. At least I think that was a Condemn. 4 people knocked back. But yeah, is Elise still sticking around? No, Elise has now gone back from the bottom.
There we
Gragas
go.
is getting over the blue to Oriana.
We
Who
might
has-
get it seems that their bot lane is returning as well, so we might get a nice follow-up gank from Gragas, but oh, Mordekaiser appears to be staying.
You can see just
Okay,
again.
So yeah, I mean, how is it, like, what's actually happening in the lanes and the items for now? I mean, we've got Vayne going for Blade of the Rune King. We've got Elise with the Chilling Smite, Gragas with the purple one. What's that? Ranger's Trailblazer and Stalker's Blade. Elise with Stalker's Blade, with Ranger's Trailblazer. Gragas has got the first blood advantage, but he doesn't really transfer that into any significant items yet. Top lane we've talked about. Victor is quite a bit ahead of Oriana right now. He's got his first item upgrade, and he's got a Phoenix Codex, which is going to help with their harass, where Oriana's only got a Chalice, and is caught up a bit with farm, but still behind.
Yeah, so I think pretty much, at the moment, teams both with a kill, like 100 gold difference is really nothing. So I think at the moment everything seems to be fairly matched, just, stat-wise and everything. But yeah, as you can see, Renekton top lane getting a little bit low, taking a lot of harass from the Maokai.
Well, I mean, you say it's everything's going to plan and there's only the 100 gold. The 100 gold is basically the first blood. Gragas is just dodging the cocoon, he gets away, body spams, dismisses it. Renekton's coming in with his ultimate. Gragas ultimate knocking the Maokai away. Elise is going very low. Shen ultimate coming in. Elise is going to live. Shen's going to come in, probably pick up the Gragas. Yes, he does. Elise gets away on the sliver health. Maokai managed to use his, what's his ultimate called again? Actual Maelstrom just to stay alive and mitigate that damage, keeping Elise alive just that little bit longer. That twisting advance in was a really strong play from him, and I think he actually flashed to do it as well. It was Gragas ulti flash twisting advance, if I'm not mistaken, or just a flash in. And just managed to do quite a bit with that. Shen is now making his way down through the mid lane, so he's just going to be passing through. Vayne is doing some nice tower damage, but the sad thing about Vayne, especially with the Blade of the Rune King first, does not do quite enough damage to the towers.
Yeah.
And that 100 gold lead is now a 200 gold deficit. Again, staying with basically the first blood difference and the kill difference. So I see it has now just jumped up to 400. But if we look at the lanes, Victor's got 100 CS. He's now 10 CS up on Oriana. Mordekaiser is up on Vayne, which could be interesting. But it all comes down to how well Mordekaiser can stick onto the Vayne when it comes to fights, or stick onto whoever he's trying to. We've got Renekton going in on the top lane on the Maokai. Maokai's gone tanky, got a bit of AP there. Renekton is doing some good solid damage there. Maokai with no armor. And I think he might have been enough to...
You might even be able to pick up Maokai, yeah.
The Renekton cat.
Oh, there we go.
Dice, but he does follow up and manages to pick up the Maokai. But he missed both those slice and dices, and manages to pick up the kill quite successfully there. Maokai just lingering on with his passive.
Let's see if Elise manages to get off a... Oh, this is it.
Yeah, we've got some action in the mid lane. Victor's ulti down, and
Victor's Chaos Storm just randomly... Yeah, there we go.
For some reason I wasn't on directed camera.
Yeah, I've got everything set up on there.
Action going
there we
on
go.
then, and Alistair's caught out a little bit. Takes a lot of harass from Mordekaiser and Shen.
Behind.
Vayne playing very aggressively. These tumbles are actually really, really aggressive. But after the tumble, Vayne's condemning them away as well.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a case of by condemning the Mordekaiser away, and she's not doing it when he's close, she's doing it when he's still quite a distance away, it sort of nullifies the follow-up. I mean, what's Shen going to do? He's going to taunt, he's going to wear off, and he's gone. If Mordekaiser were to like shield and flash in, well, he can get there and probably do a lot of damage, but we'll have to see what happens. We've got Elise in the bot lane now, looking like she wants to set up for a gang. Vayne just trying to make sure, just keep Mordekaiser's shield down so he doesn't have that innate tankiness that comes through with being a Juggernaut AD carry. Lisa's now making her way mid, Gragas is clearing out the mid lane, and Reddington looks like he wants to forward by the looks of things. Just calling off the minimap there.
I think let's speak a little about the ward coverage though.
Oh, here we go. We've got some action bot lane.
Bad headbutt from the Alistair, knocking the Mordekaiser back into the Vayne. We've got the follow-up Condemn knocking away. Got Shen coming into the Mordekaiser, but he's gone overextended, and he has gone down to the Vayne. Tanking the tower with the Shen ultimate was not a good decision, and we have Mordekaiser going down to the Vayne again, or the bot lane again, which is definitely not amazing.
Yeah.
But Reddington doing quite aggressive top lane again, pulling out the Maokai as he should be doing. But now I'd really like to see them Reddington roam. But by the looks of it, he's just going to try and get a T4 there, spot the Elise, and get out of dodge before she comes in and Maokai can lay down some hurt.
Yeah. If we go back to the bot lane where the Mordekaiser got killed again, Mordekaiser, I don't know why he continued to chase Vayne after going underneath the tower. I mean, the exhaust was still up there for Alistair, which means he was going to take so much more damage there. So it really didn't seem like the wisest play.
Yeah, it was actually a misplay from the Alistair. He headbutted Mordekaiser back into the Vayne, and the Vayne, like, he was literally on her, and she had to condemn him away.
Oh!
Big misplay.
The steal there by Victor.
Dragus still had smite up, and Victor got
Victor
the steal in.
steals the dragon.
That was
really well played there by the
not
Victor.
as planned.
I
It
think,
was really well played by the Victor, especially since he had no wards, if I'm not mistaken. No
Yeah,
wards
there's no
Yeah,
ward
no
there for
vision.
blue.
Yeah.
So really,
I
just
think
going
it was
off
a good
gut.
Dragon Ball by them because
It was
Reddington
an
did
amazing
spot
Gragas call,
the Elise
and
in
Gragas
top.
had smite.
Yes.
So there's no
the
excuse.
Victor had a piece of luck there. I think it is a little bit. I'm a support man, so I think I can blame the Alistair a little bit here. If he had popped a ward over at the back, just to see if there was someone at back of red, but you can't really stop a Victor laser from that distance.
Well, I mean, Gragas' smite does.
Yeah,
530
Gregor
damage.
should have still smited the dragon.
Victor's whole laser combo does less damage than Gragas' smite.
It was a magnificent steal.
You see a little bit of
Gragas
more
really dropped
harass.
the ball there with not smite landing the smite as well. It was a great play from Victor, taking anything away from that, especially since there was no vision. But Gragas really dropped the ball by not, or dropped the barrel rather, by not landing that smite.
Clever little puns.
See what you
But yeah,
did there,
let's have a look
clever
here. We've got-
Arachne.
I mean, gold is dead even, and late game actually.
Alright, it looks like we're having no, just some harass.
No, just some harass. This is just harass happening everywhere. Gragas coming into the top, seeing if he can't do anything. Don't think there's a wall on top, is there? Nope. Maokai does not know Gragas is there. Elise is now in the mid lane. Looks like there might be some action happening all over the map. Vayne is landing some good harass onto the Mordekaiser. Shen coming in with the
there's the
taunt.
Shen
Vayne
taunt.
is out of
Vayne is
exhausted and
probably
quite
going
low.
to...
Mordekaiser coming in. He was headbutted by the Alistair again. Shen is going to pick up the kill. And that is Vayne, all that they wrote for Vayne. On the top lane, however, we've got Gragas now moving into the grass. And it looks like he's trying to set up on the Maokai. And coming in, missing the taunt. Elise coming in. It looks like they want to put down a lot of pressure onto this bottom tower. But at the same time, we have Gragas and Maokai happening at the top.
Oh.
There's that bad
Oh.
Gragas that I was talking about. And how it can just turn a team fight away like that. Just knocking him away. And in response,
Here we go.
blue team is going to be picking up the bottom tower for nothing in response. Which is a big problem. Big problem for the
Yep.
red team.
With that, blue team has also moved, 1.2k gold ahead. They've also got the first dragon and the first tower. So, bit of lead here and there. So, yeah, if you want to look at the CS matchup here, between the lanes, we've got Maokai's got 96 as to Renekton's 139, which is quite a considerable difference.
Yeah, no, it is. Reddington is going quite full damage. He's laying down some good harass here. You must not overextend though. Markar's twisted advance with an ultimate can do some problems. The second tower does go down to the blue team, and now red team is now short a tower in the bottom lane and the mid lane, so they're going to lose a lot of map pressure and control. If we look at the wards, they don't have any wards across the river. All the wards are in the middle of their base. Markar's TPing top, and I think the top tower is not long for this world, as we see Shen and Victor both rotating their way towards the top lane to collapse in on this Reddington. Gragas is now moving down towards the bottom jungle, possibly to pick up the blue buff? No. Oriana's going back. I don't actually have the timers in front of me, and I don't know if there's a key to get them. Yeah, Reddington is now falling back to just take the golems.
And it looks like bot lane is going to take the first tower there.
Yeah, that's quite good. It is quite an achievement for a Vayne to take a tower like this. I think it's a bit of a misplay from the blue team to leave her alone like that to take the tower. But I suppose a Mordekaiser can't really do anything alone, and the Shen really can make plays elsewhere on the map. Some harass going on the top lane. Markar's doing a fair amount of damage here, but I think Renningson's still a little bit stronger. No, that was an amazing sapling toss. I think it was also helped by the ultimate there. Vengeful Maelstrom going off at the same time and doing a fair amount of damage.
Vayne being able to pick up the skittling just to get some vision down here in the river, and it looks like
oh
wow!
In, Victor is massive.
All the damage from Vic right there. I think the Vayne did not expect that amount of burst.
I also don't think her team expected it either. Oriana wasn't there. She could have followed up with the ultimate. Vayne kind of just stood there and said like, right guys, I've slowed him, I'm going on him, and I need to go out again.
There was so much burst there by Victor, completely decimating the health bar there of Vayne.
Oh, let's see if Shen can set up a little sneak. Oh, no, there goes the headbutt from Alistair.
Denied.
That's what you get when you miss what? When you mess with a bull, you get its horns.
Yep. And Shen just got a face full of horns there.
No, he does not. I think that was Shen was a little bit out of position. He's not as tanky as your traditional Shen, because he is the support main right now. He's got a face of the mountain, which does help, and a side stun, but he doesn't have that armor, which really makes Shen tanky. I mean, right now he has HP, which Vayne and Gragas both shred through. Top lane, we've got the harass going on as well. This blue is going to be contested. It is picked up by the Oriana. Despite the Victor laser. But if we look there, Drake is up in 15 seconds, and there are some sight down there for the red team and no sight for the blue team, so they do have the timer thanks to the new patch. We'll have to see what happens. If we look at the TPs, Reddington's TP is up, Maokar's is not. It'll be very interesting to see if he TP is in there. Reddington does have Ravenous Hydra. I said he was going for Hydra, just following up on that one.
Here we go, we can see the red team starting here with the dragon. I don't like the fact that it's still there. I think they would have been better if they could pull it out, especially because
we've got the ones coming in, we've got a ward coming in, we've got Elise coming in to try to get it. Gragas does get the smite. Elise's rappel was just out of range, as far as I could see there, or maybe she decided it was not worth going in. But from what I could see, I think it was slightly out of range there just to come onto the dragon, so a bit of a misplay from her. Otherwise, I do think they could have contested it and have her flash out. Or if not, Shen ulti follow up.
I think we might just see a bit of a heavy team fight. All right, just scratch that completely.
Actually TP down into the mid lane, so he is here. Maokai is at the top. He's going to be putting some good pressure on that top lane tower. And red team is wisely, because they are quite low, falling back here, especially when your front line tanks are as low as they are. And it's going to be.
I think we're seeing Renekton head top to stop Maokai from catching up to him in terms of farms and tower damage.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, and Renekton was in a race against time to get there before the tree did.
Yeah. If you want to look at the CS then, while we're talking about top lane, if you look at our mid lane matchup with Victor and Oriana, you can see Victor is miles ahead in terms of CS against Oriana there, and as well as got the kill as well. So in terms of gold, much higher up, and you can see them actually collapsing here on this bottom tower, picking up their third tower and moving, 1.6k gold ahead.
Yeah, but at the same time, Renekton is chasing down and is split pushing like a Renekton should along the top lane into the marker. I'm not quite sure if this is going to end up too well in its favor, and we see there it is looking fairly equal right now. The Vengeful Maelstrom coming in. Renekton is just kind of Renektoning away there onto the tree, and it'll be interesting to see which proves mightier. But Renekton is taking a bit of tower load. Maokai is down to half health, but he does have his passive, so that is something to be aware of, and Renekton is falling away. Victor is rotating up just in case Renington sticks around. He is sticking around a little bit, so he might pull victim here. But it looks like Victor just kind of wants to come and pick up his blue buff. On the meantime, we've got Vayne farming down at the bottom remotely. And not much else happening on the map here as the teams just take their buffs and their jungles for now.
Maokai, interestingly, they're taking the blue buff. And here we see
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that.
Greg's just picking up the wolves just to get a little bit of vision in the jungle.
It'll be interesting if they keep undermining the Vayne and having her free farm. It is a Vayne after all, she does shred tanks a little bit. If they're going to keep up, Vayne could get potentially quite strong if the game drags out long enough for her to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very much the two dynamics going on here. We've got the heavy, like I actually want to say heavy engage comp and a bit of a split push comp as well with the Renington, and the Vayne does split push really well towards the later game, but not quite so well in the early game. So you've got that split push potential, and you've got these heavy engages and disengage and lockdown, and Renington's out of position. He is taking quite a lot of harass there. He's going to be taunted up. There's going to need to be the follow-up. The shockwave comes in. Renington flashes away, is ignited. He might go down there. Shen is going down. He might go down to Oriana. No, he dashes away. Vayne is coming in. She is going to go onto the... Gets knocked up by the Maokai. Sorry, twisted advance onto the Vayne. Maokai gets the knockup back. It's going a bit pear-shaped. Shen's come back in. Gragas goes down. Alistair is not long for this world either. And from what it looked like... Well, it looked like it could have turned really pear-shaped for the blue team after they caught Renington out of position. Red team was a little bit slow on following up. The command... Shockwave, it is Shockwave, right? Yes,
Yeah.
command Shockwave came in. Try and save him. The Gragas ultimate came in at the same time, and there was that kind of like push and pull going on at the same time there. I don't think it was the greatest
I wonder
communication,
if...
but it did look for a second like it could have really gone in blue team's favor if they picked up the Shen, but they overextended with the Shen. I think the Vayne did not flash. She did tumble in to try and get the Shen, and tumbled right next to the Maokai, who just made her life really, really bad.
Yeah. As
I
you
don't
can
know if
see,
you guys picked it up. The Mordekaiser did use his ultimate on the Alistair, and I have to wonder if that was a misclick or not. The reason why I said they'd use it on the Vayne instead, they would have taken down the tower and possibly an inhib quite fast. But you can argue that the Maokai, the Mordekaiser used his ult on the Alistair for the bit of tank, so that they can tank the tower easier.
I think that's actually just trying to be a bit too in-depth there. I think maybe there was just one person left and he's like, well, one extra person, because Alistair was the last one to go down. Mordekaiser was not really in that fight until Vayne was already gone, and Oriana, I think Oriana survived if I'm not mistaken, didn't she? Wasn't she the only one who lived? Yeah, Oriana survived. She didn't die there, neither did Renington. I mean, Vayne kind of popped instantly. Gragas and Alistair, between the two, is not much of a difference between who you ulti.
yeah, it definitely did seem like that fight was possibly going to go red team's way. However, you know, some good team fight mechanics there by blue team obviously allowed them to completely scrap that. And because of that, they've moved 4k gold ahead. They've now got 6 towers and still have a dragon. If you look in total CS,
Now,
you know,
this is a
Victor
best
running...
of one, correct?
Yeah, this is just a straight best of 1.
Okay, so this is all on the line. But again, like, I mean, Vayne was a little bit out of position there, and it is something that's a bit of a problem, but they are one good team fight away from some serious split pushing advantage with the Renington and the Vayne if they both survive.
Yeah.
We've
Even
got,
if just
blue
one
team
of them
setting up the Drake,
survives.
which is up in 5 seconds. Both teams do have the timer for it. There's currently 1 Drake apiece. In fact, they're setting up a trap, but red team seems to be just leaving it for now. No, they are coming down, but they've left a little bit late.
Yep, I think this
team
blue...
can easily secure this Drake and probably be in position for a counter engage as well. Yes, here they come. The
Oh wow.
Steel coming in, Victor's ultimate coming in, Gragas' ultimate getting amazing separation. Maokai, however, is on the back line already, so they can't actually do too
And the
much.
dragon
Tanky.
doing damage
And
all of
it
it.
is going pear-shaped for the red team. There is the Mordekaiser dragon coming in, and both the carriers managed to get away, and that was just some really unfortunate luck that the Gragas ultimate split the Maokai back onto the back line, and they just couldn't get anything done on him because he is so tanky. we look at Maokai, what he currently has, he's got the Frozen Heart, so
Oh.
he doesn't want to be standing next to Vayne. And
There you
he's
can
got the
see-
Rod of Ages, so he's got that tankiness and the AP to just make Vayne's life and Oriana's life a little bit difficult. Got Vayne coming in to try and do something. No, we've got Dragon tanking, so that is looking like it might just be the game. The Gravity Field is coming down, zoning the Vayne away. The first inhibitor turret is going down. Alistair and Gragas are both back. They're falling back, they are quite low, however, Alistair, coming back to what the argument I had with Shen just now, is that he's tanky, but he doesn't actually have resistances. If we look at Shen, he has picked up that Aegis the Legion, which is helping keep him alive, especially against this primarily the Alistair, the Oriana, and the Gragas, who are quite a substantial amount of damage.
Yeah, no. That team fight, just seemed to go very, very, very pear-shaped for Red Team. Blue Team was able to capitalize so much there on the positioning. Gragas ulti was able to, separate teams and everything as well. But again, being this far ahead in gold as well at the moment just means superior items, just superior play there, and it showed why. Victor was able to completely decimate a lot of health by a lot of people as well, just standing still, so his lasers could easily just shred them away.
And if we look in at...
Oh,
there's a flash
Oh.
stuff as well.
again,
Instant pop from Victor's Chaos Storm and Vayne.
yeah. Victor just completely
that's one scary
destroyed
man
Vayne there.
Ooh! Shen
there's
trying
the
to
Shen
next
with-
level and do the flash taunt and missing it. He is overextended into the tower. We do have a Gragas ultimate and Shockwave that can do some hero damage. Here comes the Shockwave.
Oh!
Amazing. The Gragas ultimate does pull everyone who was Shockwaved away. Maokai is following up onto the Oriana. They should turn and collapse onto him. And we've got Maokai going down there. Great play there from very overextended from the Shen, trying to next level him and failing miserably. He did try the bit of a dash taunt flash, and you can flash mid these dash animations and get the end result where you end up. So Gragas' body slam, you can flash midway and get the stun. Yeah, by the looks of it, he actually flashed just after he missed it, so the AoE was just on the other side of the flash, and he missed the Oriana, who managed to get away. She was taken quite low, but she was able to turn around, get the Shockwave in, and at the same time we had this Shockwave coming and keeping everyone away. I actually think Gragas' ultimate knocked them all out of the Shockwave, so they took some damage, but they weren't as CC'd as they possibly could have been. Knocked the Shen and the Maokai towards the other side of the tower, which again, you want your tanks on the back line, so it wasn't the greatest Gragas ultimate, but with the Mordekaiser and Victor having to fall away with no tanks to really sit on the tower either, and protect them from the Renekton and the Gragas, fell back and gave up 2 kills. And we look at the gold lead, it's now gone back down to 5k, which is big, but not amazingly huge as it could be right now.
I wonder if it looks like the team's gonna set up for a Baron bait.
Yes, they are, but I think Purple Team understands that they can't really do much. We've got Oriana coming to check, has dropped a ward. Nope, they've given up on the bait. They are now seen by a ward, and Purple Team's very much aware of what's happening. And considering Purple Team does not have very many wards, they are at least warding the big objectives.
Yeah, it looks like Blue Team is about to
We've got Shen
collapse
coming
on
around
them.
on the side here. Don't think Oriana should be left behind there as she is. Renekton's coming in, he is getting onto the Victor. He is scared off the Victor. Shen is quite low. Vayne's going on the Shen. She does manage to get him. We've got I don't know who that is actually. Mordekaiser coming into the Vayne now. It's quite low. Vayne can follow up and get the kill. No, she misclicks a few times. Does not know what she's ends up doing. Ends up quite in the bad spot and is picked off by the Elise in the end. But I do think she had a good opportunity in the Mordekaiser there. Renekton had to flash away. He is quite low and he is doing a good job of getting that initiation and that tankiness in at the fight. He's scared off the Victor, but there just wasn't a follow-up. But the positioning of the Red in that fight was horrible. They left the carries at the back. They were all running away. They were all like, oh no, they're coming in on us, let's run away. And you left your Vayne and the Oriana at the back, and that's just not going to end well.
And
And here we've
Renekton
got
is about to get
Mordekaiser
melted.
getting a massive maze of space onto Renekton. You just saw half his HP disappear. It looks like this is going to be the game now with just the Gragas and the Oriana coming in. Gragas coming in, trying to do something. No, they are just going for the Nexus, and if I'm not mistaken, Victor got it there with his Q block. That would be the game.
Yeah, and that will be the game. So, Reversal Crit able to take a victory away from Angry Furniture Incorporated there. Very interesting to see the team stats after this. Alright.
Is there another one after this?
No, to my knowledge, it was just the best of one, and that's all the games then for the evening.
Okay.
If you have a look at the stats, like after the game, I really think that, Victor being able to harass Oriana so, horribly in the early game meant that, nearly 80 CS down. If you look at the goal difference between the two, really huge difference between the Oriana and the Victor. Excuse me.
Yeah, Victor alone did 58k damage to champions.
Yeah, if we have a look at the damage dealt to champions, Victor doing 37,909 to champions. A lot of that, was from the team fights where the red team were just really grouped up so that his lasers could do so much damage. I mean, if you looked at his lasers onto Vayne, near the late game in the top lane, Vayne just got completely decimated.
I think
Yeah,
we
she
would have
absolutely did.
I think it would have seen I won't say it would have made much of a difference, but maybe it would have helped keep the Vayne in the game longer if either, I think, Alistair or Gragas had built in a little bit of AoE magic resist like the Aegis. It's, I think, especially for the Alistair, it's a nice and tanky health-based item as well. So if you did manage to set up, it could have kept Vayne in the game a little bit longer. Not necessarily alive, but it could have dished out a lot of more damage to set up the kill for someone else like Renekton, for instance.
Yeah, most definitely. I do think that possibly...
That is a very good point. You do want to pick up an Aegis. You do think that possibly?
So
Yeah.
is this the only game for tonight?
Yeah, to my knowledge, this was the only game that will be streamed tonight. To everybody that are tuned in, thank you very much for tuning in. It is much appreciated. So yeah, end result of this is that Reversal Crit taking the game over Angry Furniture Incorporated. Alright, for any further games that will possibly be streamed, just keep track of the Mad Hatter's Facebook page. Any games that will be streamed will be posted there. They'll be most likely to this Twitch channel. So to everybody that joined us, thank you very much, and hope that you have a fantastic evening further.